Hello, welcome to the Rich and Simple Living. My name's Maria. If you're new here, or just visited for the very first time, then I mainly film about homeschooling, urban homesteading and home life, which normally incorporates air frying, which is what we're going to be doing today. We're going to try out, I wouldn't say it's a recipe, but we're going to do some cooking in the air fryer. But I'm doing something a little bit different. I'm actually going to use the cooker and the air fryer to cook the same thing, and I want to do a comparison between the two. So I'll show you what I've got. Don't know if you'll be able to see from there. Excuse all the eggs on the side. My husband's just bought them in. So I've got 2 joints of gammon. Now, they were free. I didn't have to pay for them. The reason being, my niece, she works in Iceland, and at the end of the day, if there's things that are on the sell by date that day and the fresh items, they have to get rid of them. So the staff, if they've not sold off, because they put them on a low ticket price, if they're not sold off, staff are allowed to take what they want and the rest just gets thrown away. So my niece brings home quite a lot of stuff for her family, and then we get given some stuff sometimes as well. We sort of do trades. We get older pheasants and we swap pheasants and we swap eggs and things like that. And we get given bits back in exchange. Last time we got some massive tubs of Lurpak butter. When everybody was talking about them on the news and the price of them, I'd got some in my freezer, great big ones. But to be honest, I didn't really rate the Lurpak that much. But anyway, this time around we got some unsmoked gammon joints. Now, when she brought them home, they went straight in the freezer. She had more. They put them in their freezer as well, and they sent 2 across to hers. So I thought, do you know what? I'm going to take them out of the freezer, which is what I did last night to defrost them. I thought we'll have a go at cooking them. So I'll do one in the oven and I'll try one in the air fryer. I've never done meat in the air fryer. I'm not sure what I think to do with meat in the air fryer, because I won't cook meat in the microwave. I'm very old-fashioned. What's that? I'm old-fashioned. I like things like that done in the oven to know they cook properly, because it's just the old-fashionedness in me. So no, I've never even cooked meat in the microwave. So I'm going to be trying one in the air fryer. I thought, well, if it goes wrong, I'm not happy with it, whatever, it's not cost me nothing. I've not lost nothing. I know the one in the oven should turn out well, because like I say, I always do my meat in the oven, but I'm just a bit so with the air fryer. So I thought we'll do it and we'll see what happens. We'll have an experiment. So first of all, what I'm going to do is just take them out of the wrapper, give them a quick rinse. I'll put one in my meat pan, which is there on top of the cooker ready. I'll just sit it on, spray it with a bit of 1 cal and cover it over with foil. And I'll do similar to the other one and pop that in the air fryer basket. So I'll get on and do that, and I'll come back in a second and just show you when it's all prep ready before we switch them all on into whichever one they're going into. So I've got the oven one ready. We'll pop that one in first because that's going to take longer anyway. So there it is. All I've done is put it on a meat tray, spray it with the 1 cal oil like I said I was going to do, and covered it with foil. Now that goes into the oven for 2.5 hours on gas mark 6. So we'll pop that one in and we'll set that one going. We'll take note of the time, or I'll forget, because obviously the air fryer will take care of its own time, but the oven won't. So I'm doing this at 11:15 in the morning, so 11:15, 12:15, 1:15, 1:45, when that one should be done. Although I tend to find that with me, I take the foil off and do a little bit longer, but I must remember that one's 1:45. Now I'm with the air fryer. I'll bend you down to see that in a minute. It's all space in my kitchen, terrible finding space, and always got water splashed everywhere. I've tried to move my air fryer along a bit so that the husband can get to the kettle. Well, life won't be worth living if you can't get to the kettle. But yeah, I've tried to move it along a bit, but I don't want it too close to the sink, because obviously if you use water it gets splashed. So what I've done, let's see if we can see. That's in the air fryer. Now it's just touching the top. It's not touching the elements at the top. I did have a look, there well high up, so it's not going to be close to the elements. And as you can see, I've covered it in foil anyway, but it's just scraping the bit when I'm closing it. That's why I was saying I wasn't sure whether I'd be able to do this little test today, because I didn't know whether it would fit into the air fryer or not, or whether I'd have to cut them in half. But it does fit in, I just got to be careful. So I've put foil around it. I've not put foil all the way around it. I've just put so much around, there's a gap at the bottom, so any juices and things like that can escape, fat and things like that can escape. I put it on inside, it's like the pan that you use for grilling, because I don't think that the one that I normally use for air frying, it's a bit, not flimsy that it'll break, but it's thinner than the grill one. I think the grill one seemed a bit more substantial for doing this joint of meat. So we'll try it and we'll see. So I'm going to put it in. We'll slide it back in there. Now, if I remember to switch it on at the wall, we'll be okay. So what I've had to do is convert the cooking guidelines from the oven, which is gas smart 7, so I think it was 180 degrees centigrade. So I've converted it over. So it's got to go on, and I wrote it on a bit of paper so I don't forget, 160. So we'll switch it on, swing it around so you can see. We'll pop it onto air fry and we'll go to 160. And then it's 120 minutes. I'm not quite sure how the clock works, whether it's in hours. We'll see. Let's swing it around actually. I'm pointing into thin air. So 120, which will be 2 hours. Oh, so now that's only gone to 60. Maybe it doesn't go higher than that. Well, what we'll do then, we'll do it for 60 and then I'll put it back on for another 60 minutes. So let's get it going. And I'll put it back on. It doesn't seem to go any higher than the 60 unless there's a button I'm not pressing, but you know, we'll leave it as it is. Because it's nothing, is it, just to pop it back on for another 60 minutes. So yeah, I just thought today I'd do that. I mean, I'm not sure about this air frying meat. Like I say, I've never even microwaved meat. I'm a bit funny like that. So yeah, I thought we'd experiment because they were free. If something goes wrong, then, you know, I've not really lost anything. But I thought it'd be interesting to see, it'd be a good time to see how meat does actually cook in that. I mean, I did mince beef of the week in a cottage pie and done little things like that, but not a joint of meat. So I thought it might be good just to see how it turns out. I mean, have you all done meat? What was your meat like? What meat did you put in? How did you do it? How did it turn out? You know, let me know in the comments down below, because I'd be really interested, because like I say, this is the first time, and because I am so nervous about cooking meat and things like this, then you know, I would really be interested in how others have done it and what it's been like. So yeah, we'll leave them go now. Like I say, we'll come back to that one in an hour because I'll have to pop it back on again, and I suppose it's a good way of me seeing what's happening as well. And we'll come back to them later and we'll have a look how they're done, if they need a bit more, and what we think to them, and we'll take it from there. So I'll see you in a short while. Well, instantaneously to you. Okay, so 2 hours is up. The one in the oven's still going. That's got another 15 minutes, just over 15 minutes. So this one has binged. Get in the right area. And we'll see what it's like if I can lift it out. So if I can bring you a bit closer, I'm not sure actually where to put you. Maybe there. Lots of steam. Oh, it looks cooked. Right. We'll just put on the edge of the sink a minute. Right. I'll bring you down and see what you can see. There it is in there. Let me just step back and get a towel. Taking you with me because I'm attached to you. By microphone, that is. And we'll lift it out. from the foil. Right, the bottom bit seems to be cooked. I think my thing's going to need some cleaning though. It seems to have cooked okay. What I'm going to do is just swing a plate round, bring it down a bit more so you can see, and we'll set it on the plate. There, put it like that. Discard the foil. So as you can see, that appears cooked. I would definitely say that's well cooked. So that's first one done. Just got to wait for the second one now and pop that on a plate and we'll compare them. It's made quite a mess into my pan though. That's quite sticky. Let me bring it down to you. See that? That's quite messy. I don't know if that'll fetch off, and I don't know really whether there's a pan that you can use to put meat in and put in. I don't seem to have many things that will fit in there to cook in, so there must be something somewhere. I'm going to actually snip the string off this and give you a look better. We could pop a knife in it and see if it's done. I don't have any of these fancy thermometers and things like that. Never have. And it's never been a problem. So I'm going to cut the net off. We'll have a look. Because we'll have to leave this then cool down. And just remember which one was from which before I can test it. So you've got a bit of burning there on the netting, not the meat, I don't think. Getting it off is quite difficult when it's hot. I'll just peel it off. Oh, that looks done. I'm not bothered about the skin coming off because I'm not into the skin or anything like that. Put that just on the side, we can deal with that. Messy job, isn't it? I don't think it's a messy job. But that looks okay. See some nice clear juices running from the side of it. We'll just have a look, see if I can get a knife and poke it in. Don't know if I'm doing meat in it all the time though. I mean, just because I've attempted it now, I don't know whether I would always do it. I don't really know. Mind you, having said that, we're not big meat eaters. Trying to get this fat off. I hate fat on meat. Yeah. That's done inside. That's nice and clear, running clear. I'm going to have to sort all this out now, put it all to one side, keep that to one side, ready for the other one coming out of the oven. So I'll join you again in a minute when the other one's out the oven and we'll have a look what that one's done. Right, the other one's done. Well, I think it's done. I haven't took the foil off it yet. So I'm going to bend you down so you can see it. There we go, look. And we'll take the foil off. Just wrap my hand around the towel. That's it. Put that over there. Foil seems to have stuck to this one. And the foil seems to have stuck to this one, but it didn't stick to the one in the air fryer. Which I thought, if any, that might have done actually, because it was a bit of a squeeze to get in, but I won't worry about that because the netting's coming off it anyway. That looks like it's cooked a bit crispier, although the one in the air fryer, which is, there we are, the behind one, look, that one has got a bit of a burny bit on it. This seems to have a much crispier top, whereas that had got a horribly raw looking top. But the meat is cooked. But that's the main thing, isn't it? We want the meat to cook. I don't know if I'll be able to pull this off yet. Probably Be too hot at the minute. I'll probably leave that for a moment because it's a bit hot. So we'll come back to that in a minute, and I'll pop it onto a plate and we'll compare then what they look like together. Okay, so my husband has took the fat off them, took a little bit off the side so I can taste test it, and he's already had a taste test. I'll tell you in a minute which one he prefers and what he said about it, but I'll just show you. So this one is the air fryer one, and this one is the oven one. So we've got a little bit off the side. Now, I'm not a big lover of meat. I do like gammon, but I'm not a big lover, so I don't want to have huge mouthfuls. Let's have a look. This is the air fryer one. Tastes nice. Chewy, but it tastes nice. Now this is a cooker one, the oven. So I'll taste the one in the oven. Oh, there's a difference. You hear my husband in the background. Big difference. Find a sponge. Greasy hands now, that's the only thing, isn't it? Right. Big difference. Definitely the oven wins, without a doubt. Melts in your mouth. The one done in the oven, cut it, put it in your mouth, it just melts in your mouth. The one done in the air fryer seems a bit more chewier. It hasn't even got the same amount of flavour. The one done in the oven's got like that more bacony, gammony, salty type flavour. The other one doesn't seem to have it as much. It's there, but it's not as pronounced as the one that was cooked in the oven. My husband, he tasted some and he went with the oven one as well, and he said the same as me. It melts in your mouth. It was really nice, and he cut it and he found it easy to cut. The one in the oven cut a lot easier. The knife went straight through it, no problems, and he thinks that the one done in the air fryer is a bit more rubbery feeling. Whether it needs a bit longer, whether I should bash it into the oven for half an hour, I don't know. But it looks cooked. I mean, it's not raw or anything like that to look at. But definitely, out of the two, the oven definitely wins. And I will keep on cooking my meat in the oven. I mean, the air fryer is great for lots of things. And I've got a few favourite things already, which later in the year I might just bring up which were my favourite things. But I've got a lot more to do in it yet. But I don't think I'll be using it for meat. I don't want to use it for meat. I like my oven for the meat. I mean, I said that beforehand, and I wouldn't say I was prejudiced, because I definitely can taste the difference. If there was no difference at all, or it was very minimal, I would have said, you know, that there wasn't. But there really is a big difference. You can tell that the oven is nicer. It melts in your mouth. It carves nicer. It's much better. So yeah. Oven 1, air fryer 0 this time. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you now next week. If you watch the homeschooling as well as the air frying ones, then next week it'll be Tuesday, the homeschooling, because it's bank holiday weekend. My next video for homeschooling will be on the Tuesday rather than the Monday. But we'll be back with an air fry recipe again then on the Friday. So it's Tuesday for homeschooling and air frying on the Friday of next week. So until then, have a good weekend and take care of yourselves. Bye.